folks, with the OP Superspeedway Saturday night Buttkicker Truck Series, the opener here for season 13. And it's not Daytona, folks. We are at Talladega, presented to you all by MaxspeedTV. Joined in for the opener here tonight with myself, Joshua Medlock, alongside Mark Mann, going to be joining us, one of the drivers. An admin for the league as well, but tonight he's going to be a broadcaster, so we could throw driver and admin out of the way, and Mark kind of sitting in a role that you hardly ever are in, so it's going to be totally different from you. But Mark, how you doing tonight? And man, Talladega to open up season 13, bud.
Yeah, it's a new role, but I enjoy being in the booth once in a while. This is only my second time. So that isn't once in a while. That's once in a blue moon. How's that? And glad to be here with you, Josh.
Oh, yeah, definitely so. Well, I mean, we was just talking a little bit earlier before we opened it up here about the track and, about kind of what it may or may not happen here tonight. Wind is about 4 miles an hour, air temp about 74. Track temp is what we was discussing. It had went up from 111 degrees to it is now 113 degree track temp, Mark. Now, you've raced on hot track temps and just went up another degree. It is now 114. So it just ever so slowly climbing. But, man, talk about it. What are these guys going to have to endure in these trucks?
Well, I'll tell you, it's that new build, too. iRacing just did a new build for these trucks, so that's going to be interesting. So with 113, 114 track temp, these guys have better hit their pit stops. They better get it slowed down. They better exit because this is Talladega. And if you do not come out of your pit stops fast, there's going to be 5 or 6 drivers that are just going to be pulling away from the field. And I heard with this new build that the trucks will pull away. There'll be a lot of tandem drafting. So it'll be interesting to see.
Oh, yeah, definitely. So 94 laps here tonight, 250 miles, unlimited tires, 50% fuel, same as it was last season. 13 to 16 laps on fuel, roughly, plus or minus a few, depending on if they can save any at all in that tandem drafting. Pit road here at Dega, 55 miles an hour with a pace speed of a 70 here tonight. We're going to go ahead and step aside and play the national anthem provided by Madison Rising, so hang tight, folks. Qualifying will be underway, or it is underway, and will be probably concluded when we come back.
Can you see of the brave. We'll fight you in name, the name of the brave. We are the US of A. For those unaware, that flag is still there. It's our future to save, this land of the brave, the US of A. Oh, say just that star spangled banner gave way for the land of the free, and the
This is Rio of Madison Rising, and you're watching MaxspeedTV.
Like, poor.
Alrighty, folks, we are back qualifying, coming down to the wire here, and it looks like Stephen, whoa, and I say that, Vicente Guerrero is going to take over the top spot here with a 55.829, and that is going to be our checkered flag for qualifying. 31 drivers out here tonight. Not the biggest field we've seen for Saturday nights, but yet, you know, it is summertime there, Mark, and everybody's still enjoying their summer. So, but nevertheless, you know, even with 31 stacked trucks out here, it could get a little bit interesting.
Yeah, to your point, summertime is a time when a lot of people are doing other things, but you know, you still have your regulars in the race here. You know, I'm looking at that leaderboard here, and in third place, I see Jimmy Crow. Jimmy Crow, the legend, decided to come over here to OP for a race in these this new truck build. Looking forward to see what he's gonna do tonight.
Oh yeah, definitely. It looks like a lot of regulars out here. Let's get down to the grid here tonight. I'll go ahead and run through it here, Mark. That way, you know, you're not stuck with, okay, what the heck am I doing? But I'll go ahead and run through it. Vicente grabbing the pole with a 55.829. Congratulations to Vicente on grabbing the first pole of the season. For the first race, Stephen Carosik going to be on the outside of him in second. Jimmy Crow, who you was just speaking of, there in third. Cody Nagels in fourth. Robert Bears in fifth.
Sounds good.
We'll go with it. Les Levy in sixth. Anthony English seventh. Joshua Milam in eighth. Peter DeBoer in ninth. And Bubba Winningham in 10th. Kevin Freeze in 11th. David Stringle in 12th. Jason Holbrook in 13th. Alex Giffen. I want to call him Griffin for some reason.
You know what? Let's just call him Griffin.
Call him
Griffin.
Griffin.
I like that.
I don't know why. I just do. He'll start 14th. Paul Witt in 15th. James Mayer 16th. Duke Conrad 17th. Sebastian O'Seabass there in 18th. Andy Brigante 19th. And Stanley Jr. in 20th. Harold Rothery 21st. Edwin DeBoer 22nd. Stephen Miles 23rd. Matt Wagner 24th. Brian Rainville 25th. Matt Mackin 26th. Richard Sanchez, 27th. Alan Foster Jr., 28th. Ray Radford, 29th. And Adam Kilday, 30th. And rounding out the field riding shotgun is going to be Steve Hoppett here in the 131. And, of course, we are rolling off here. One lap around Talladega. And they're actually using, is that the Porsche?
I don't really know.
I don't know.
Speaking of Stephen Hoppett, our Australian connection right there. Good to see him in the field.
Australia.
Another one good to see in the fields, Paul Witt, coming over here to OP. Good to see him. And our reigning champion, Peter DeBoer, in ninth place.
I think after last season's somehow, some way champion, I think Peter decided, you know what, I'll give it another shot.
Oh, yeah, you got to get two. You've got to defend that championship. You cannot take a season off. If you win that championship, I always feel like you have a commitment that you have got to come back and you've got to give it another try and defend that thing.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Definitely, you got to. It looks like Mara Clark out there in chat rooting on the 04 in the booth this time.
What's up, Mara? Well, I just saw her. We actually just came back from dinner. It was a family dinner, and Mara was there. And we waited a long time for our service. So, yeah, made it just in time.
Made it just in time. Well, just in time, getting down here into turn number 3 at this 3-wide track very comfortably here at Talladega, folks. Pull those belts tight one more time. Pace car. Well, actually, pace car in this case will dive off to the safety of pit road. Start-finish line at the exit of pit road. You got to go through the tri-oval here in order to get to that start-finish line. Kind of a unique start-finish line for everybody that is new to Talladega or new to iRacing, new to NASCAR in general. You know, you see the start-finish line at Daytona right in the middle. Well, not here. So
I like that.
Yes. Yeah, me too.
I like where the start-finish line is because it gives a competitive, you know, ending to these races at Talladega.
Yes, it does. Diving down through the tri-oval to the Geico restart start zone here. We'll get more on that later on. But the green is out for the first time. Boogity, 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 folks. We're racing here tonight for the OP Superspeedway Saturday night Buttkicker Truck Series. The season 13 opener at Talladega, not Daytona.
I can already see some trucks dropping back here, staying patient. One truck that I anticipate who will fall back is probably Anthony English here in a lap or two. He kind of likes to stay at the back and let the race come to him, see what happens, see what unfolds up there, because we're going to be 3 wide, and it looks already pretty wonky up there.
Yep, 62. That is, I believe, Les Levy. Yep, on that outside, far outside line. Looks like he is now in front of the 95 of James Mayer. Now, a lot of these guys, I could just look at their number and know who they are. You know, you get so used to calling their names and numbers, it just goes with the flow. Looks like,
yeah, absolutely.
Looks like Brian Rainville actually started on pit road, but it's going to be Steven Karosik actually grabbing the first lap here tonight. We've got 93 laps to go.
Keeping my eye on Steven, Josh, and Cody Neagles up there. Here comes Peter DeBoer and Fries. I mean, they're going to see what these trucks can do with this new build with that third lane coming. I'm kind of curious of what's going to happen here.
Brian Rainville started on pit road, so he's going to be no-name Rainville here tonight. Yeah, if they start on pit road, it doesn't bring their name up in the driver bar down at the bottom. So I just call them no-name for all night long until, you know. So
it doesn't look like that third lane's getting organized very well yet. I mean, they're still pretty much back there. That second lane is rolling, though.
That second lane is rocking. Peter DeBora. I don't know if it's DeBora or DeBorgia. I've been hearing it being his last name called DeBorgia. But
I think it's DeBorgia.
I call him DeBora. I don't know. I've always done that.
Could be right.
Yeah.
I mean, that could be the correct pronunciation. I sometimes call him Peanut, and it's a nickname I don't think he likes very much. Whoa, the 66 just touched the 23.
Ooh, see here, Bubba Winningham is in the 66. Did you say 63?
66. Bubba came up just a little bit and made a little bit of contact with Sebastian Marin, who's in that third lane. Always like to see Bubba in the field. Bubba's a great part of our community. He's a good driver, and he's a good dude.
Yep, Seabass there in the 23, and you was talking about, man, a lot of movement going on. I cannot keep up with. This is the big thing about Talladega, Daytona, Superspeedway racing in general, Mark. Everything happens, like, very quickly. So, you know.
Yeah, you're racing the other drivers more than you are the track. Yep. Definitely. I'll tell you what I'm seeing. I'm seeing this packed out back here with Alan Foster, who's fallen way out of the draft. Not sure if they're just hanging back to keep their eye on things, and staying out of trouble, waiting for that first pit stop. But yeah, it looks like they've fallen off the draft here.
And that could be by design too, because you know everybody up front really stacked up 2 and 3 wide already. You know, if something happens up here, they're gonna have plenty of time to react. They'll see the action, they'll be able to slow down, get around everything. So, you know, that's not a bad idea early on. A lot of movement out there on that outside line up front here. Now, that makes me nervous. Even with some of the veteran drivers over here, Mark, you're one of them. You've raced with these guys. The movement that they make, you know, you can just see the wobble. 50% fuel has a lot to do with it, and these trucks doesn't help it.
It doesn't. And you know, the other thing too is like I've said a number of times, it's the new build. Everybody, some of these drivers, this is their first time in this truck with the new build. So this is something new to them. But yeah, like there are a lot of veteran drivers up there, 3 wide, you know, 6 deep. I usually don't worry too much about them. I usually worry that when you get somebody in the mix who we haven't really raced with very much, sometimes things can go awry, but believe me, us veteran drivers can make massive mistakes. Oh, and Peter just got hung out to dry there.
Yeah, it looks like several drivers. Whoa, we got a lot of, there's a whole lot of shaking going on.
I'll tell you, Josh Milam's making holes right now. He's making moves.
Oh, the 808 dude Conrad got popped, but he's all right. But he got hit.
The dude is a veteran driver, man. He's another one, too. Another veteran driver, great racer. Good to see him out here. Love that everybody, you know, who wants to be... Oh, they're wrecking. Oh,
there's the first dreadful ducky. What?
I like it.
Well, it's yellow. A duck is yellow, and
that is true.
You know, it's a ducky.
Looks like the 39 came up into Korosik and caused that.
Oh yeah, right there it was. Yeah.
And with the new damage model, you have bumpers falling off. I see debris on the track.
Man,
I'm wondering if you're gonna have to avoid that, or you're gonna pop a tire. But that did collect a lot of people.
027 right there into the wall. Yep, you see all that debris on the track. No red flag. Man, that caught a lot of them in that outside wall. 808 of dude got a piece of that. I was just talking about him too.
I don't know if that was a push by Cody pushing Jimmy up a little bit, because they were kind of pushing in the turn there. It looks like he might have got Jimmy going up the hill a little bit and collected Korosik in that, and then it was just a chain reaction from there.
And oh man, not what you want to see, but you know, and another thing we did not mention, failed to mention, did that for a reason. Not really, totally forgot about it. They only get one reset, one fast repair on Saturday nights, and you're even lucky to get that.
Yeah, there's going to be about 5 or 6 cars who are going to have to use their quick repair here. You know, the cars that are going to be fixing damage, you know, the pit crew is pounding out some of that sheet metal. I'm wondering how that's going to do to the aerodynamics now. Hopefully some of these guys can stay in the draft and it doesn't slow you down too much, or they may have made the trucks to be like tanks. You know, you can fix a minute of damage and it'll keep you up there. I guess we're going to find out.
Yep, Cody Nagel's bringing them all down pit road for the first time here tonight. Some of them probably already on pit road, but doesn't look like anybody had to tow from what I'm seeing here. Steven Korosik, it looks like maybe either tow to come down. He was on pit road 7.3 seconds, so it might have been either a tow or he just got down pit road quick. He did use his fast repair, but I doubt he's going to be the only one having to use it.
Yeah, no doubt. There was a bunch of cars collected in that. I did like seeing those bumpers fly off, though. That was pretty interesting. And I saw some trucks taking evasive action, trying not to run over some of that debris and cut a tire.
Yeah, and I would imagine iRacing would have added some type of damage if you do hit debris, because that would only make it more realistic. You know, you got to dodge the debris too, or you're going to get damaged. So,
right.
I don't know what they've done or how they implemented that, but yeah, seeing those vehicle parts just fly to pieces, I can only imagine what the Indy cars do.
And I haven't raced the Indy cars in quite a while, but I do remember that build when you hit the wall. The tires stay on the tether, but they fly off, and and there's parts and pieces flying all over the place, and you're in a little capsule spinning around. I always thought that was pretty cool. iRacing is constantly making improvements to the service.
One service that I know everybody wants, but everybody hates, it's kind of a love-hate type deal, is rain. So,
Oh yeah,
I don't know if iRacing will ever implement that. And if they do, just, before we do interviews maybe later on in the race tonight, if iRacing does implement rain, do they implement rain for only the cars that can do rain, or do they implement it for everything?
I look forward to rain, but not on super speedways. Rain on super speedways would be death. I mean, that's going to end a lot of the races early, and I don't want to see that.
Yeah. Rain on a road course, maybe?
That would be interesting, like the Rolex 24. That would be super fun.
Le Mans?
Le Mans, which a race that I have partaken in before and had a lot of fun doing that, but it does take weeks of practice before you can even come close to putting down decent times.
Yeah.
I haven't done the Rolex 24, and I kind of want to one of these years. But if they do implement rain for that, I'm definitely in, because that would be a super interesting twist.
Rain on the biggest track in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Nürburgring.
I have never even turned a lap there. Have you?
No, I've not. I don't even own the track. So.
Oh, okay, I don't think I do either.
All right, well, here we go. Out of turn number 2 here for the first time under caution here. We got Marin, Nagels, Witt, Holbrook, Conrad, Brigante, Bears, Hoppet, Mackin, and Freeze rounding out our top 10. Remember, Steve Hoppet started at the tail end at the start of the race, and he is already up into 8th. Now, it is still early, Mark, but that 131 already looking strong in that 70s paint.
I would love to see him pull out a win here. Steal one. That would be pretty awesome. Now, Steven also has his own Twitch channel, I believe. I've seen clips of it, and he does a really good job with that. I don't know what time it is in Australia right now. I might look that up.
Yep, I think Australia, from me, I'm Central Time. I know you're an hour ahead of me, so I believe they're 14 hours ahead of me. Something like that. Well, while you're looking that up, we're going to go ahead and get them going here. Coming to lap number 11, Seabass, Nagels. That is our front row.
It is 11:21 a.m. right now in Australia, so he's got a whole day ahead of him, and we're just ending our day.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was right.
The land down under. I've always wanted to visit Australia.
Yep, and the green flag is out again tonight. And whoa, something's going on. Was that
looks like you got a little bit of a check up there.
8?
Somebody missed a shift.
08.
Looks like the 02. The 02 might have short shifted.
I don't have a 02.
I probably Matt Mackin.
Matt Mackin.
He might have short shifted there, or maybe he just kind of got out of line, wanted to go to the back.
Oh golly, man! The way they just start from the top to the bottom, and watch that outside line. Here comes Peter.
Lots of checkups in that middle lane.
They're letting Peter by.
Yeah, it could be. That's the champion. Peter DeBorge, he has been with OP a few years now. He's done an awesome job with all the graphics and everything he does behind the scenes. He's been in the championships many times. He finally got the monkey off his back last season, and well deserved.
And now that we got you up here, Mark, we can kind of go ahead and discuss with everybody out there that is tuning in here tonight. 13 people out there watching and 5 likes. Get down to a little bit of some rules out here and the way these guys work on Saturday nights. Now, it is the beginner series, so a lot of new drivers out here. I'm seeing a lot more veterans out here this season than I did last season. But then again, this is the beginner series, so you know, everybody starts here, and if you're just too dang good down here, then you move up to the Wednesdays. And if you're just outdoing everybody there, then guess what, folks? You get the invite to go to Mondays. And if you're blowing everybody out there, well, you're just blowing everybody out there because they don't have another series.
So just to segue to something else about that, the Saturday series and the Wednesday series, the way that the original owners set up OP was a great. Looks like was that Karosik again?
I believe that might have been Steven Karosik.
He may have blown up.
Yep, and he's going all the way back. Oh yeah, his speed's dropping 100.
Yeah,
oh no,
he blew that thing up.
No, and he did have to use his reset, and that is not going to be good. We might have another yellow here for a blown engine. He has got to get back around the track.
I feel bad for Anthony English there. He had nowhere to go. That happened right in front of him, so he definitely took some nose damage, and it looks like he's falling off. But just to go back to talking about the Saturday series, so the way that it was set up was the Saturday and Wednesday series were considered feeder series for promotions into the Monday Night Premier Series. But the way things have taken shape over the last few years, Wednesdays and Saturdays, although still a promotional series, are their own series within themselves. We have a lot of great drivers. It's super competitive. Buttkicker has been a several series and a several season sponsor for us, and they have been wonderful, and we've appreciated all their sponsorship. Plus, we give a trophy to the champion. This season, they all got butt kickers and championship rings.
Wow.
So there's always something to race for over here, not just that Monday promotional.
Yeah. And, you know, they may be, like you said, still the feeder series. But, man, like you said, the competition that, you know, from the Saturdays to the Mondays to the Wednesday series, it doesn't matter which one you race in. You've got to race against a lot of the guys that are out here tonight. Kevin Freeze, Duke Conrad, Seabass, Nagels, Crow, Milam, just to name a few of them right off the top of my head, including yourself. And you get guys that you've never raced before. They may race 1 or 2 seasons in the feeder series, and then they're right into Mondays, and they're just as good there as they are down here. And it's like, okay, what in the world just happened, you know?
I mean, you got Monday champions like James Mayer in the field, Josh Milam, former Monday champions. It's a stacked field. Even tonight, you know, with 31 drivers, you know, it's stacked. So the new guys coming in can learn from some of the veterans, but a lot of the new guys coming in are already really good. I mean, look at our front lineup there. We got, you know, Robert Bear's up there. We got Paul Witts up there. Paul's a veteran of other series, as well as Jason Hallbrook. Alan Foster up there. Stephen Hoppett making a freaking move. I love it.
Yeah, you just never. And these are fixed series too, everybody. They're not open setups. You can't just grab a setup, go with it, change it. No, they're all straight fixed setups. So everybody's running the exact same setup. You just got to know how to drive the car, or in this case, the truck. And hope to God you don't lose draft and you make friends and not enemies. So it's basically it.
What really separates the drivers are if we get green flag pit stops. That's the other thing about Saturdays that I love is that we do get a lot of green flag pit stops.
Oh man, Seabass, dude, you're making me nervous. I've already bit off 3 of my fingernails because of you. You're going to end up making me do 10 more.
Speaking of another great driver, Sebastian Marin, I mean, he's one of the best. Him and Kevin Fries. Kevin Fries in that outside lane. If he's behind you, he's one of the best pushers I've ever had pushing me. He's a phenomenal pusher.
Yeah.
And now he's pushing Seabass.
A little bit of a hiccup there again with his number. 025 in the driver bar, 25 on the car. So one race it might be correct, the next race it might be wrong. So we'll just go with the flow with Kevin. And remember, He's in the Budweiser Silver 25 car.
Here comes Jimmy Crow on that outside lane, man.
Man.
It looks like these trucks are walking a little bit in those turns.
Yeah, I've been noticing that too. And a lot of it happening up here, a lot with this 3 and 2 wide, a lot of 3 wide up front. You get back here to the back, though, it's single file, not a whole lot of action back here, and that could be a good thing. And then it could be a bad thing in itself. It does look like No Name Rainville has moved up to 16th, and we got, man, we got a movement.
We do.
Oh, man, we got cars going all over the place. Dude, Conrad off the track. Nice
That
save,
middle lane,
dude.
That middle lane was just bumper to bumper right there. One slight checkup is all it takes.
Yep, Robert Bear's going down pit
Oh.
road. Man, we
Oh, and there goes a car.
got another one going around.
Looks like the 808, dude. Conrad just got loose there in the turn. Or excuse me, Robert Bears. I apologize.
Robert.
He's going to pit road.
Yeah, he's on pit road. You might want to make sure you're live.
You're absolutely right.
Hey, first race of the season, folks. Martin don't spend a whole lot of time up in the booth, so hey.
I was not live. I was a few seconds behind there. I apologize for that, people. But Josh keep me straight, so I appreciate that.
Hey, you gotta do something, you know. But it'll work out. Looks like it's working out. A lot of getting a little bit separated out here. Now, they've been out here on this run about 12 laps, 11, 12 laps or so. Minus a few because you've got to go, well, whoa, golly. Oh, no,
Oh,
and
boy.
Cody all over the place.
Wow,
And,
these trucks were getting loose.
man, that shook up the field a little bit, too, up here. Cody got loose. Somebody either got into Cody or he just got loose. I'm not exactly sure. Can't rewind on that, but... everybody kept it straight, but man,
It looked like he just got loose. It looks like these with the hot track temp and the new build, maybe these trucks are just a little bit walking all over the place. I know that these trucks are all spread out now, and
yeah,
we're going to be coming the green flag pit stops. And I'll tell you, that front group, if you're in the top 12 to 15, everybody behind that is going to be in trouble here.
have you ever heard of the song "Walking on Sunshine"?
I'm walking on sunshine.
Yeah, and this is not in a good way.
I'll be honest with you. I love hot track temps, and the reason is because it
makes it more interesting.
It does. It adds that extra variable instead of every single driver in the field being able to be stuck to the track and run around this concrete jungle.
Yeah, I believe Talladega is concrete, isn't it? Or
It is.
Yeah.
This is a concrete jungle. There's a lot of runoff room here.
Coming up on lap cars here too. It looks like Robert is taking his car behind the wall. He is done for the evening. I say car, it's a truck, but oh well, y'all get the picture. The Zente Guerrero has led a lap here in the 14. Now they are going to be coming around. I believe that is going to be the 910 of Ray Radford to put him a lap down. So he is going to be the first driver that is one lap down. He is looking for a quick caution to get back on the lead lap. As long as he's not involved in it, he will get that lucky dog. Bubba Winningham would be the next driver to go a lap down with Edwin DeBora and Dude Conrad, who these three drivers are tandem together, all three of them, but I think they need a lot more trucks than what they got. But they are going to be coming up on pit stops here, Mark, so that could work out for them in the long run.
Yeah, and you know, I'm looking back here at James Mayer. You know, he's pushing in that outside line because he knows that we're going to be coming to green flag pit stops, and he knows that he does not want to be at the tail end of this field for those stops because there's going to be a lot of drivers going in there extra hot and extra quick. You really have to stay in that draft when you come out of these pit stops because this could separate the field. We could go green the whole way, which I don't think is going to happen the way I see these trucks moving around, but you never know.
Yeah, well, I'm waiting to see how many of them actually try to get to the low side. That's when you notice a lot of trucks or cars or whatever dart down when there's an opening. Now you're going to get started into those pit stops. Now, can you go down pit road from the outside line? Well, yeah, as long as the other vehicles on the inside of you go. If they don't go and you try to go, it ain't going to end well.
Yeah, so we have a rule over here that you cannot pit from the outside lane. You have got to be in that low lane. Because in the past, it has caused a lot of accidents. So there's going to be a lot of guys jockeying to get down right now. And that's usually when they get tight like they are right now. And there's going to be some checkups coming.
Oh, we're about to see here, lap 24 of 94. They're out here at about 15 laps now. And here we go. We've already got a driver shoot down. That is the 510 there of Sanchez down pit road. And did he just come down by himself?
He had 2 more trucks come with him.
Harold Rossery
he's lucky.
And Steve Hoppick came down.
He's lucky because you do not want to pit alone here.
No. No, if he would have come alone, oof.
Let's see. I'm looking at Les Levy running here, getting ready for his pit stop with Andy Brigante in front of him.
Yep, 14 just dropped down. That is Vicente. But we may have our lead pack coming up here down pit road at any time. Oh man, David Stringle, and I believe it was Alex Griffin made contact there, but everybody's fine. Golly! Oh no! Alex Griffin locked it up. He gets hit. He's into the wall. 29's around. And are we going to have a yellow here? Man, it is a skedaddle at pit entrance. There is no yellow here. And OP does not throw cautions. So
they do.
Oh, they do throw cautions.
If it's on pit road, though, we do not. If it's on the racing surface, 2 or more, it looks like James Mayer and Anthony stayed out an extra lap here.
Yeah, it looks like they did. Yeah, and they're flying around here too. But
they're tandem, boy. They are tight. I will assume that they're going to pit right now.
I would think they would. Yeah, they're the only 2 that's yet to come down. So let's get back on. Yeah, here they come down pit road. And it looks like another driver is actually going to come down there with them. That would be... Oh, that is the second time we've seen that tonight.
The track is so hot.
Oh, golly. Mistakes on pit road. And see, Alex Giffen got hit twice.
It looks like Alex slowed up coming to that pit line. Jim and Anthony were coming in hot, but at pace speed, and it just looks like Alex was a little bit slow coming into his pit, and that's what happens.
It's like Alex did manage to get into his pit box here. Just man, oh man. And he is going to be off and away. No reset used. There's the 95 as well. I know they're out there racing it up here, folks, and we're watching pit road, but it looks like the mistakes right now are being made on pit road, Mark, so that's where we got to watch.
Yeah, it's something we talked about. We highlighted that pit road was going to be super important with, these new trucks and the hot pit road, a hot track. Looks like we got a breakaway of about 8 trucks here. No surprise, Seabass and Kevin Fries and Eagles. Seabass is one of the best pitters, too. That guy freaking gets in and gets out very quickly. Very consistent driver. Never does anything, there's times that, I've been put in some bad spots, but it's usually because I couldn't handle it. But he's a very good driver. I always give him credit where credit's due.
Vicente down pit road here. He might have missed his box or something, but he is on pit road. Our pole sitter, he did manage to lead a lap, but he is now sitting on pit road. And
boy, that really separated the field. Sorry, Josh.
I want to give a shout out to our sponsor, although I know OP does have their series sponsor of Buttkicker. I know I've shouted out them many, many times last season and again this season. Of course, a big shout out to OP on sponsoring the series for OP, not only Saturdays, but Mondays and Wednesdays as well. But they've also got individual race sponsors, and boy, that 62, I thought was going to take off the nose of the 44 there, but he didn't. So, man, that was close. But our sponsor is, I want to say, it's an English. Bill?
Is it Anthony or his dad?
It's an English is all I know.
It could be Bruce. Bruce English. Bruce, appreciate the sponsorship, everybody here at OP.
I seen it was an individual sponsor to sponsor a race, but I know it's an English. I would actually have to go back and look and see, but all right. We do appreciate the sponsor here, but yeah, we are kind of broke away here. We'll go ahead and kind of get through the field here. Seabass up front with Kevin Freeze, Cody Nagels, Paul Witt, No Name Rainville, Peter DeBora, right there in the top 6. David Stringle coming right up on him. He is about 2 seconds back and falling, so he's not in the draft of Peter. Matt Wagner leading the group back here with Josh Milam, Stephen Miles, Les Levy, Anthony English, Richard Sanchez, Andy Brigante in a battle back here with the 05 of Rothery, Alan Foster Jr., Stanley Jr. Oh, man, every time I say Alan Foster and Stanley Jr., it gets me confused. Because I want to say Alan Foster Jr., Stanley Jr. for some reason. Then Jimmy Crow in the 39, and then the 85 of Adam Kilday. So we got several distinctive packs. Don't forget Matt Mackin. He's in another group back here with Duke Conrad, Jackson Holbrook, I think a newcomer. I don't recognize the name. James Mayer, Edwin DeBoer, Bubba Winningham, kind of at the tail end here, not in the draft. Bubba is 1 lap down. Vicente's 1 lap down. Alex Giffen's 1 lap down, and Ray Radford's 1 lap down. Steve Hoppett is 2 laps down. So he is looking at some type of miracle to get back on the lead lap, which can happen. Can happen.
Josh, I'm going to step away real quick. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I got your message, man. Go right ahead, buddy.
All right, brother.
We got it. We got it covered. All right, kind of watching Seabass here a minute. Just kind of leading the way. Not a whole lot of action going on per se. A lot of single file. I did just do a round of green flag pit stops at about 7-8 laps ago. We're already that's 7 laps before they start pitting again. 13 to 16 laps roughly is the window. Seen most of them come down around 14 to 15. So, but how is everybody in chat doing tonight? I do see 15 of you tuning in. It looks like RBN podcast out there here this evening. Be there soon, Mark and Josh. Out of work late. Hey, man, everybody's got to make a living somehow, bud. But glad you're in chat, man. Brennan Kennedy, how you doing out there, buddy? I do see you in chat as well. Doing fantastic. Just kind of watching what is happening out on track here at Talladega to open things up here for season 13, and it's already been interesting, and already had 1 caution out here tonight, and several mistakes on pit road already. Kind of a traffic jam twice on pit road. First one was worse than the second one, but still yet, cars getting, trucks in this case, getting damaged. Bass leading the way here, but we've got several more pit stops before we get to the end of it. Anthony English, there's one driver that myself, and the other one's right behind him, Richard Sanchez. Those two drivers right there, I usually keep my eye on. Now, David Stringle, I have watched David ever since I started doing OP, and went from Wednesdays to Saturdays, and I've seen this dude race it. He's one of those, he's a tricky one. He's a sneaky one. He may start up front, mid-pack, in the back, but at some point, well, that number one is going to have a Kodak moment, pun intended, because he's running the Kodak machine, and he will find his way up front at some point, or toward the front. So David is another driver to definitely keep an eye on, and there's so many of them out here, folks, that you've really got to watch. I don't know a lot of the new drivers because they're new. Jackson Holbrook is one of them, but glad he is out here racing it up. He's right there in front of the 95 of James Mayer. So, you know, he might be one later on throughout the season. You're going to have to keep an eye on. Is that 29? I know some of these drivers are probably just trying to get a feel for how everybody races and kind of what to do, what not to do, the do's and don'ts. The do's is just try to keep your car clean. The don'ts is don't wreck. I really don't know else how to put it. But right now, just a lot of single file, and we are at about number 12 here on this round. Just not really seeing any movement per se on the pit stop wise. Not pit stops, but passing. I don't know what I was thinking. Matt Mackin started 26th and 20th in the O2, leading this group. Conrad, Holbrook, Mayer, Deborah. All right, here together. So it does look like 4 to 5 to 6 trucks per draft, and that is where we was talking about that tandem draft. Mark will be back here in just a minute.
I'm back, brother.
He is back. So we was talking about that tandem draft, and that is kind of what they're doing. You got, you know, a group of 6, a group of 4, a group of 5, and that's that tandem drafting, Mark.
You know, they talked about it. They said with this new build that tandem drafting was going to be a thing, and boy is it. And now that's just going to make pit stops ever more critical in all of these races.
And you don't want to have a mistake on pit road like we seen on the first round.
My goodness, we only have 6 drivers up here in the lead pack.
Yep.
Wow, look at Wagner. Good for him, man. He's pushing. He's pushing.
Now Wagner up here with, I believe that is.
Oh, they're still far away.
Okay, Matt's in the 91. Yeah, Peter DeBora is up ahead of him, but he is about almost 10 seconds ahead of him.
I tell you, we're going to need a caution here for all these cars to rack them back up.
Yeah.
Because Seabass, Kevin, Cody, Paul, they're going to be content to just kind of stay where they're at. Brian Brainville there too. Brian No Name.
No Name. Yeah, No Name.
And there's Peanut. Peter don't like that. I apologize, Peter.
Peter.
Yeah, I got to show some respect to the champion.
If he gets top 3 podium and he knows you're up here, and I'm sure he's
I'm
going to know.
taking the interview. I'll take that interview.
I'm sure he's going to know you called him that, and we might just have to mute the interview.
He's got a good sense of humor, so that's.
Yeah, Peter's a great guy, and, you know, I've dealt with pretty much everybody when it comes to the broadcasting side of it. I've dealt with Steve Bass a time or two, Cody getting, you know, some information to, you know, the admins, you yourself. I've even mentioned something to you to get to where it needs to go, you know. I've dealt with pretty much everybody out here at some point or another.
Oh yeah.
But you got whoa, we got pit stops. Rothery, Junior, Bergante, Conrad, and Deborah down pit road.
And
that's at the
whole
tail
front pack.
end. And yep, here comes that whole front pack down as well.
Actually, looks like all 6 of them got in beautifully. Let's see how they hit their box. Nobody, don't drive through your pit stall here. Make sure you hit your pit box. Make sure you don't spin the tires coming out and get it sideways. And just come out in the pack is all they need to focus on right now.
Yeah. 2 tires or 4? Early, I think you still do 4.
No, you would never want to take 4 tires on a green flag pit stop. It would just take too much time. If you take 4 tires right here, you're going to be out of that draft, and those guys are going to be pulling away. I don't think any of them took tires, but if they did, they took lefts only.
Yeah, and I'm seeing a lot of 8s. So, yeah, left sides only, it looks like. You are correct. See, you see how long it's been since I've raced?
I wish you'd get back out there.
You know, it's
definitely come out Wednesdays if you don't have
to check it
a
out.
broadcast.
Yeah, definitely gonna have to check it out. Looks like James Mayer. Yeah, those left sides. Yeah, going on for James. He's gonna be off and away. So red hot 90. Frank's red hot 95. Let's not forget the Franks out there here tonight. Red hot, beautiful truck for that 95. Now I'm not a big fan of anything hot or spicy, but if you are, I guess Frank's red hot would be the way to go. I mean,
interesting. So now we had 6 lead pack drivers go in. We have 5 coming out all together. So that just shows you the importance of your pit stops right here.
Yep, Alan Foster Jr. is actually on pit road from what I see by himself. Oh, well, dude,
looks like Paul Witt and Brian Rainville are working to get caught up to that front pack. I think that they're going to be able to do it as long as they stay nice and hooked up here, and then we'll add another truck to this lead pack here.
I'm looking at it here too. Jimmy Crow, Alex Giffen have taken their trucks behind the wall, man. Oh, Seabass!
Oh,
what happened?
Somebody got a pit penalty.
Uh-oh, did he get caught speeding?
He must have, or unsafe pit exit.
He is coming down pit road. He is going to slide into his pit box. And
they're going to leave Kevin.
Yep, and he's going to get held here.
I'll tell you what that pit cycle did was it actually put more trucks in that front pack, whether they're lapped down or not.
Yeah.
But that's still going to make it a little bit more interesting than just running single file.
Yeah, looking at Cody. Cody is technically our leader, does have the 14 right up ahead of him. That is going to be, if I can find the 14.
14 is Vicente.
Vicente,
Guerrero.
Yeah, he is on the lead lap, but he's right up ahead of the leaders, so.
That's smart. So Cody's going to try to keep him up there up front so Cody can save some fuel behind him, plus keep him in the front, so if there is a caution, he automatically gets the wave around by being that front car.
Yeah, the lucky dog would then go to Matt Mackin because see Vicente is on the lead lap, so Matt Mackin being a lap down, who's actually right with this pack in the 02, right at the tail end here, he would be the lucky dog as long as he's not involved in it. So,
yep. So he'd get the lucky dog, and Vicente Guerrero would get the wave around.
Yep.
I just like saying Vicente's last name.
I wonder if he was any. Vicente is coming down pit road here.
That was a good strategy to stay out as long as possible there.
It could be because he was out there 16 laps. So yeah, it could have been maybe a strategy call here by Vicente, but that is going to put him right now the third driver a lap down, but Jackson Holbrook is going to pass him up, and that's going to make Vicente the fourth driver a lap down. And then Alan Foster Jr., if he can get around, that'll put Vicente back in 23rd. So even though you got these lap cars, they're not only battling for position, but they're battling for the lucky dog. They're battling to, stay in the race. It doesn't matter if you're a lap down or on the lead lap at any point in this race, except on the final lap after the white flag. If there's a chance, there's a chance.
If you're on the lead lap, on the white flag lap, and you're in last place, but you're on the lead lap, you got a chance to win this thing.
You got a chance. Yeah, exactly. Hey, I have seen drivers, no joke, at Dega and at Daytona both. No joke. They would be back in like 20. Okay, they would be in a pack of 2 or 3 vehicles. Okay, a big wreck happened in front of them. Okay, took out most of them. They would end up winning because they got around, they got to the line before everybody else did. So it can happen, or come around or come across the line with a blown engine.
Right.
It doesn't matter how you get across the line as long as you get across the line.
It's true.
Anthony English in the 44, right there with the 510 of Sanchez. Some of the drivers I was talking about earlier, David Stringle right here too. I still watch those guys though. Those, I keep my eye on every race on Sanchez and English. But Stringle is one of those guys, and I mentioned it earlier about David Stringle. At some point, he's going to have a Kodak moment. And
I'll tell you.
Pun intended,
yes.
Because he's in the Kodak car.
I'll tell you, David's a driver that I
is.
wish would come to the Monday Premier Series. I think he's got other commitments that night, but he is a contender and makes the playoffs every single season over here in the Truck Series. A guy I've worked with on the track. He's a respectful driver. He's a good driver. He's a consistent driver. I would love to see him in the Premier Series. If he wanted to come over there, I would almost guarantee you one of these seasons, if he didn't have that prior commitment, he would be more than welcome.
Yep.
He has above and beyond proven himself.
Yeah, and he would be one of those drivers. Everybody would be like, "Uh-oh, Strangle's here."
Oh yeah, he can drive, man. He's a wheel man.
He can wheel it. That's for sure. Back up front here with Kevin Freeze, Cody Nagels. Now we're starting to see some more side by side going on. Was mostly single file, but now they're starting to get, that side by side going on. Some of the side drafting, not any 3 wide yet. I still think it's too early for them to take it again 3 wide. They're gonna have to pit at least 2 more times, at least.
Yeah, and the way these trucks look, just 2 wide seems to be a little bit wonky right now. It just looks like the trucks are struggling with this hot track temp tonight. It really does.
Yeah, I'm sure they're having fun, though. Let's go ahead and check those temps again. I know it says 100 laps, but it's not. It's 94. It looks like 105 degrees, so it's still hot out there, but it's not as hot as it was.
Yeah, looks like, let's see. Yeah, there's a lot of trucks that are going to need a caution here.
Yeah, a lot of them. Yeah, we've only got 16 drivers on the lead lap. James Mayer, Stanley Jr., they are the drivers battling for that lucky dog spot, the 41 and the 95. Matt Mackin even right here with them, too. Edwin DeBora is the 4th driver, 1 lap down, back here at about 25 and a half seconds back. Jason Holbrook a lap down. Vicente Guerrero, Bubba Winningham also a lap down. Steve Hoppett 3 laps down, but he's out there on the track, so hanging in there. Hanging in there.
Love to see Steven out here.
Yeah. But every time you say Steven, I'm thinking Karosik.
I was looking at Steven Miles too. Like to see him out here.
We got a Steve and a Steven.
Got a Steven. These guys are going to probably, I don't know when they're going to be pitting here relatively soon.
Been out here 10 laps. So here in about probably the next 3 to 5 laps, it'll open again.
Fry's just pit. Kevin just pit.
Wow.
He disconnected. He just put it behind the wall, so he must have had something else that he had to do.
Oh, man.
He must have gotten into a fight with his spotter and put it behind the wall. Kevin, he can be a little hothead, yelling at his spotter. No, I'm just kidding. I think he had another another commitment that he had to go to.
Oh, man. Yeah, 9 o'clock Central, 10 o'clock Eastern.
What a lightweight, Kevin. I'm just kidding. Looks like Sebastian leading this field, but a lap down, you know, staying in front.
Yeah.
Just in case they do get that caution. He's going to stay out as long as possible.
Yep.
Try to get that waiver around if we get that caution.
Seabass has been out here only 9 laps, but he had that dadgum, you know,
Pit penalty
that he had to contend with.
And they are wrecking up here in front of the leaders.
Oh, no, they are.
And, oh, Cody Neagles got caught up in it. Oh, no.
Oh,
no. And we got a bumper on the track sliding down the track.
Let's take a look at it here on the MaxspeedTV replay. Oh, that was the 29 of I think I called him Jason Holbrook, but his name is actually Jackson Holbrook.
Okay, yep, Jackson, yep.
Yeah, so I think, 66, that is Bubba. You got the 8 involved, Stephen Miles. This is where it all is going to initiate. Oh, right there is where it initiated with the 29 and the 66. And that kind of just set the chain of events right there. And you can see Cody and company coming around. I want to get on Cody here. If I can find Cody, there he is right there.
He tried to take evasive action down on the low lane.
Oh, yeah, right there. And yeah, slams the 66, just nowhere to go. Oh, heavy damage to that Max.
Took his whole nose off.
Yeah,
I like that MaxspeedTV.
Well, I did awesome. Before it got damaged. Now it's got a broken nose.
Everybody watching at home, please give a like and subscribe there to MaxspeedTV. We appreciate Josh and all they do over there at Maxspeed.
I do appreciate that, Mark. Yeah, hit that like button, folks. We got 6 likes down there, 14 watching, and Cody's still having issues. Looking like a truck modified out there with no nose on that thing.
And I tell you, that bumper sliding across the track was pretty cool. You know, I'm sad for Cody, but
hey, he's got a reset left though, Mark. So
that is true.
You know that is gonna help Cody in a sense to where he can get down pit road, he can get that reset used, get a brand new truck. And with unlimited tires, you don't have to worry about using a set of tires. So
he'll take 4 freshies right here, and he'll pull that backup truck out.
Yep. At least you got. Oh no, No Name Ranville took his car behind the wall.
Oh,
man, we're just.
He might have used up his trucks.
Man, they're just driving like it's hot. Song and pun intended. I do. Oh, Cody! Hey, Cody, there's a wall there, buddy.
So I tell you, that is really going to shake up this field.
Yep.
I mean, we're going to rack them back up, and everybody's going to be tight. And now you're probably going to see the 3 wide that we've been talking about.
Heck, you might even see 4 wide at this point.
It could be, especially towards the end of this thing. I mean, we still got a lot of laps left.
About 41,
a little less than half.
41 roughly. 41 laps. Yeah. If my math is correct. Nothing with Medlock here, folks. It ain't working out.
It's all good.
It's always good to have 2 people in the booth, though. I mean, there are some nights, like tonight, I'm a little tired, so Mark out here helping me out. It does help.
Well, I appreciate you inviting me.
Oh, yeah, not a problem, man. I mean, it's always good to have you. I mean, me, from a broadcaster perspective, I always like to have the drivers out on track, but, in certain situations, it's always good to have a driver or somebody that has raced many times up here in the booth, because you guys know what these guys are going through because you've done it. It's always good to have that perspective as well.
It is a lot different being up here than it is in that car, I'll tell you. It is a nice little break, though, being up here.
Yeah, I know everybody asks me, well, why don't you do green flag interviews? Well, I'll tell you why, because I've been in that situation before. And I don't want to be the cause for an accident,
Well, if you do it after they go through this pit cycle with 2 to go,
Oh, no.
They're going to be coming
I'm
to one to go?
talking about while they're green.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that wouldn't be good.
No, I've been asked that before. Why don't you do green flag interviews? Because I don't want to be the cause of caution.
Yeah, I would be wrecking because I can barely chew bubble gum and drive at the same time.
Mark, you get jinxed when I interview you anyway, so I just got to mention your name and something happens.
No, you know what? I make my own luck, so I never believe in the superstition. I'm not superstitious at all, so I'm never worried about that. You know, I have raced a ton, so I have seen everything on super speedways, and I've had glory, I've had defeat, I've had all the highs and lows and everything that comes with it. You know, the being super happy about it. I mean, there's only going to be one happy driver tonight. The rest of the driver, you know, and it's just the way that it is in racing. It's the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat. And, you know, it's not so bad when it's the first race of the season or mid-race, middle of the season. But if you're struggling to make that playoff, to make that final 16th car or truck, that's when it, you know, it gets really nerve-wracking. I've had sleepless nights because of racing before. And, you know, it really means a lot to the community and the drivers to do well and to perform well amongst your peers and be recognized.
So what you're saying is going into the first race of the season, knowing that you got a long season to go against the potential last race of the regular season and hoping for a chance to get into the chase is totally different going to bed.
Totally different. Totally different. Because, you know, to win a championship means a lot. It really does. Oh, what is Vicente doing? It looks like he just had connection issues.
Oh no!
He just blinked out and is off the track.
And yeah, he is gone on my end.
Looks like we're getting ready to go green here.
Yes, we are. Why don't you get us going here, buddy?
Yeah, it looks like Les Levy leading the field here. Like to see that. Les a long-time OP driver, has a lot of wins and part of Checkered Flag Motorsports stable there. And here we are, green flag. Looks like he got a pretty good start on that low lane. Cody Neagle's pushing him. Didn't take Cody long to get back up there, did it?
Nope.
Paul Witt on the outside. I've raced with Paul a ton. I mean, he is another great driver. Andy Brigante behind him. Looks like they're probably going to try to get that second lane going. Got the 74 still on the bottom. Wonder when he's going to come up. And Cody Neagles is the one that makes the move. But Josh Milam coming up on the 62 and big bump to the 62. That's going to even them up. And the 131 coming on the second lane. Looks like he was thinking about third, but kind of backed it down there.
A 131, yeah, Steve Hoppett.
Yep. Well, this is going to be interesting now that we've racked him back up.
Yeah, Hoppett's got some help with the 85.
Boy, the field got a lot smaller, didn't it?
Yes, it did, man. It did. We started with 31 drivers. Now we are down, and this is everybody, including those that are, you know, laps down. We are down to 21 drivers.
Wow, that just goes to show you the way super speedways are. The majority of those happened on pit road.
Yep.
I'd like to see Les pull out a win here tonight. That'd be pretty awesome. And my teammate James Mayer, you know, he's always dangerous.
There's a lot of dangerous drivers out here. I mean, even when you talk about some of the drivers that me personally I don't know too well, like Paul Witt. I don't know Paul very well, but you talk about him like you know him like the back of your hand. And you would have firsthand knowledge. I would.
I've raced with Paul a bunch. He's a really good driver. You know, I've raced with a lot of these guys for years, going on 5 years. Guys like Josh Milam, James Mayer, Anthony. I mean, Les Levy. I've been racing with these guys a long time. Oh, whoa! Did Josh just blow up?
That was a 7, a Milam.
I'm thinking that the 7 just blew up.
Oh no, did he pop it while it was hot?
He popped it. Yep, he popped it like it's hot, brother. He popped it. Oh, that's a bummer for Josh. Always a contender.
Oh man.
In OP history, Josh is second in career wins behind the legend Rick Seabrands, who's not in the field tonight. Rick, I hope you're watching at home. What's going on, brother?
Oh man, I'm sure you're liking my song references here tonight.
Oh, I love it.
I do it a lot, trust me.
Here we go, 3 wide.
Yeah, now I don't yell 3 wide here at Dega because it happens so often. It's when you get 4 and 5 wide that I kind of lose it. Now, if they go 6 wide,
I'd love to see
I'm
it.
just going to probably end up turning it over to you because I might end up passing out.
I'd love to see it from the booth, but I don't think I'd like to see it from a driver perspective.
It's beautiful when they go 4 and 5 wide. It's even more beautiful if they can hold it for a lap or two, you know.
Now, I'm going to tell you one thing that I've been seeing with these trucks is that, for example, we had 2 in the bottom, 2 in the middle.
Yeah.
That third lane had 3 trucks, and it took off.
Yeah.
Now they're the leaders. Peter leading with Niegels behind him, and I believe Korsick behind him. I mean, they freaking took off.
And I'm wondering if maybe that third lane will come in more of a play, you know, down to, you know, 15 to go, 10 to go. If we'll see that third lane really start to, you know, get formed up, and I wouldn't even roll out that 4th lane up the top even, 4 wide.
It's going to be a numbers game. I mean, if you pull out in that third lane and you're alone, you're done. If you pull out in that third lane and you got 2 or 3 trucks coming up behind you, I think that's going to be money coming towards the end of this. As you can see right now, just 2 by 2, everyone's kind of staying even.
Yeah, yeah.
But it is definitely a numbers game.
What you don't want now is a rubber ducky.
Here comes Korsick, who's 39 laps down, and Seabass behind him.
And this is what you was just talking about.
And you got the 85 behind Seabass, so that's pushing them, and you only have 2 in that middle lane.
I call that middle lane the sucker hole, is what I call, because if you're 1-2 cars in that middle lane, now there's 3 it looks like, 4 if you add the old 5. You could definitely lose it, but man, it looks like Peter and that group is hanging on.
It pulled them even with Dave coming up behind Cody.
Ooh, that inside line losing it though, the 95.
Yeah, they got to get tightened up.
Oh man.
Les and
whoa!
Forgot to get tightened up. Whoa, big move there. It's good racing up front.
Yeah, it is. The dive bomb moves that these guys are making, and just seen Seabass and Cody make one, you know, right straight down. Or was that Peter? One of the 2 or 3. 23, I know did.
Adam Kilday, the 85. We haven't talked about him a lot tonight.
No,
he's up here battling.
He started 30th, and man, Adam.
That's one of the biggest movers of the night. Everything 2 by 2.
He could literally kill somebody's day.
How can we do that? How you want to do that? Kill day.
Sorry, I had to say it. I'm sure
cool.
Adam will probably go back and hear that and be like, "Oh my God." Hey, Adam. I mean, he's just like anybody else. I mean, he can come out here and grab the win. It would be amazing, and he even has his reset left. So, you know, just in case, and I know probably everybody out there is telling me to shut up, but you know, hey, the guys with the reset left, something happens, they have that backup truck. Hopefully they don't need it, but they have it just in case.
131, Stephen Hoppett, way off the draft, just hoping for a caution, which we're gonna get a caution if we stay green here, but it also depends on this pit stop cycle here coming up. If we get only a few coming out, we could go green the rest of the way. Oh no! Just as I say that, Peter gets turned.
There it was, the rubber ducky, and that is the 40 of Peter DeBora in this, and I think Adam Kilday was also involved in this, but I think it started up there around Peter DeBora and the 23 maybe of Seabass, or did it start behind? I can't really tell from that angle, but however, the 40 is just going to take a hard lick to the outside wall, and yeah, several drivers, the 85 going to get involved, the 1, the 74, the 429 just kind of looking there at the corner. Oh, yeah, and Adam Kilday was involved in that too. Man.
That was a big wreck. What it looked like what happened there was Cody Neagles, he wasn't on Peter's bumper, but it looked like for some reason Peter got pushed up high. It could have been netcode, and it got up into Seabass, and Peter went around. It looked strange. Looked like it could have been a netcode.
Yeah, we don't...
Just shot him up.
Now, we haven't talked much about net coding here, but man, different internet connections and the way iRacing and everything, the servers are trying to figure out, okay, you know, where's this truck going to be at this point in time and blah, blah, blah. You know, sometimes it doesn't all line up, and then you get that net code, as we call it, or that gap hook. And man, it can send a car into the wall. It can send it twirling down into the grass or on the apron here at Dega, or, you know, whatever the case may be. And I've seen some very, very interesting net codes in my 7 years of broadcasting, all the way from the tiniest net code to the, you know, 3 feet away. You know,
Yeah.
It's like, golly, man.
The internet gremlins I've been a victim of too many
Yeah.
times to count. It looks like Peter will be able to get it down the pit road. Looks like Josh Milam put his truck behind the wall.
Oh, man.
That's a bummer to see.
Edwin is going to be our leader. It looks like he did not stop in his box. Some oddball reason. So I would imagine the black... Oh, no, he is blinking out. Oh.
Do you ever pull people up during caution?
Yeah, I do. I just haven't done it tonight because we've been talking. So it's been one of those nights.
I'd love to talk to Sebastian right now and ask him about how these trucks are.
Well, it looks like we've got old Workman down there in the waiting room. I know
Ooh,
he is.
yeah.
No, he is not racing here tonight, but he is down there in the waiting room kind of waiting here. So we'll go ahead and just get Zach up here real quick. And Zach, man, glad to have you up here. I see you down there in the waiting room, man. So looks like we've got a lot of action out here on track. A couple of cautions, some green flag pit stops, 3 wide. We had a little bit of everything here tonight, bud. How you doing?
Good. Sorry, I was just like so late. Just like work and stuff got super busy there at the end, and I had to finish up and close stuff. And I was like, oh no, I don't want to leave Mark and Josh up there alone. So.
Well, you came at the right time, man. This race is getting a little bit crazy. I don't know if you've raced these trucks with the new iRacing update, but they look pretty interesting to say the least, especially on this hot track.
Yeah, I haven't really seen any action so far, and I have 0 experience with this new package. But yeah, I mean, if it's as awesome as I hear it is, as the Monday Night OP series is changing over to trucks, can't wait to see the rest of this race with you guys.
Well, if it's anything like it's been tonight, it's gonna be, let's say, interesting, right, Josh?
Oh man, I don't think we're done with interesting here for sure, because I mean, like I said, we've had a little bit of everything. We've even had action on pit road, Zach. So, yeah. Let's just say pit road has not been friendly to a few drivers.
Is it possible to pull Sebastian up here real quick?
Yeah, if you can grab him. I don't know exactly what room he's in.
All right, let me see if I can find him here.
I think he might be in different Discord.
Oh, he is.
Yeah, we can't get him because I can't pull from a different Discord channel.
All right.
Yeah, well, that's just part of it. That's the part of broadcasting. You just got to go with the flow, you know.
Jim's pitting. Let me see.
Well, I mean, they're coming out of 2 right now. I don't think we're done with the cautions, Mark.
Yeah,
we can
we'll have
wait
time.
and kind of see. Go ahead and get somebody in mind, and if they're not involved in the caution, because, well, I mean, if you want to pull somebody up involved in the caution, you're more than welcome to. I just try not to, because I know tempers can flare and all that. But, you know, get somebody in mind, and if we do have another, you know, dreadful rubber ducky, then we can go ahead and pull them up, and you can interview them, and I'll, you know, kind of give you, you know, reins and a, what is that, a heads up, you know, just kind of get prepared for that, and we'll go ahead and get them going here. Coming to lap 68 here tonight for the OP Superspeedway Buttkicker Truck Series Saturday night season 13 opener here at Talladega. Mark Mann, Zach Workman up here in the booth with myself, Joshua Medlock. So glad to have you both up here. Of course, Zach having to work late, and it happens, Zach. Don't worry about it. So, but hey, glad you're here, man, for what is going to be, I would say, probably one of the best finishes I've ever seen. Because
in history,
it's going to be amazing. Here we go, folks. Lap 68. Coming to the Geico start-restart zone here. We'll get on that here in just a second. But into the start zone. Green is back out once more here tonight. We are back away here tonight, folks. Now getting real quickly, Mark and Zach, on that Geico start-restart zone. Do y'all use that?
No, we go on green.
I do not use that, okay.
Yep.
I know certain leagues do, certain leagues don't. So, got to be on green at every time. It doesn't matter.
Yep. Always on green over here. We don't use the restart zone, but maybe someday that will be something incorporated. But right now, kind of keep it there.
Yep, we always go on green, and look at Steve and Seabass getting connected. I'm sure they've been working together all night, getting that top side going and rolling with Les Levy and Cody Nagels on the outside.
Steven had some issues early, got into an early wreck, so he's 38 laps down, but with a clean truck, I don't think that much matters when him and Seabass are connected. They're going to be going.
They always find each other.
They do. And Neagle's hanging around there, and what do we got up there? Les Levy. I like to see it. Where is Jim? Jim is on the tail end of this pack, probably just trying to stay out of trouble. Keep everything in front of him.
Who are you talking about, Jim?
James Mayer.
Oh, say their name in iRacing, please, because
95 James Mayer,
you're getting
Monday
me
Night
confused
Champion.
here. You
And we're in the
Jim?
booth with the current Monday Premier Series champion, Zach Workman.
You said Jim, and I'm looking for a Jim, and I don't have a Jim. So,
How does that feel to get that championship, Zach? Something everyone wants in this gosh darn community.
To be honest, Mark, it still doesn't seem real, to be honest. I don't know. I feel like I haven't done enough, already in the league, and taken enough time and stuff. But
you have.
I guess right place, right time. I don't think I drove any different than I really do, and just kind of got lucky there. 4 wide there with Anthony English.
and oh man, there's that 4 wide. Golly, beautiful. Oh, but how long is it gonna last? Not long.
Sorry, Zach, going back to that real quick. At least, you have that Monday championship. A lot of drivers in this community have been here a long time and haven't gotten that chip. You, in my opinion, were the dark horse going into that race too, and you pulled it off. You stayed patient. You were there at the end.
Yeah, I did enough. I mean, even making the round of 4, I was honored to be in it, because we only made it by 1 point, and I kind of felt, we were an underdog in a round of 8 with how my other playoff stuff has gone. I mean, I know I've gotten a Saturday one before, but all my other playoff runs have usually ended early. So to actually make it to the end and be competitive throughout the rest of the season was really cool and something that changed. And yeah, I can't believe still we got it. It just
You did a great job.
Yeah, it's just a testament to my team, really. They kept me up there, and then Josh coached me through a lot of it. So I have a lot of that, a lot of mentorship from Josh and stuff like that. So
yeah, coming from a great driver, the old veteran Josh Milan. It's getting pretty dicey up here, Josh.
Yeah, Seabass and Cody are really going at it.
Yeah.
Like, so I'm guessing this is kind of what's been happening the whole night. Kind of the slicing and dicing.
Oh, the business has definitely picked up here in the last several laps, but early on it was pretty crazy, and then it kind of calmed down after green flag pit stops. It got really spread out, but now business has definitely picked up. Here comes a big push,
Wow.
big chain reaction.
Holy moly, that is a huge run with those trucks.
I am having some technical difficulties up here. I've got Edwin DeBoer and Cody Nagels as our leader and Seabass in second, and I know that is not correct.
Seabass knows that Karozik's alone back there behind him, and he was looking. He was looking high, he was looking low, but he's going to stay there.
He's going to get there. It looks like Cody and Anthony. Oh, just Cody's going to clear.
Oh, Anthony
goes,
oh no!
Big spin, big crash.
Oh, man! And
It looks like Anthony followed Cody Neagles down.
here we go. MaxspeedTV replay as we look at it here.
Yeah, it might have just been maybe overestimating his run there, Mark. You know, thinking that he could get to that middle and just didn't double check right there, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yep, that's exactly what it looks like to me too. No, that was a big wreck.
Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see, 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Let's see if some of these trucks can even make it back to pit road. A lot of bumpers were falling off early in these earlier wrecks. A lot of trucks not being able to really limp it back. So hopefully a lot of these guys can, but I'm assuming some of these guys are going to be putting it behind the wall. There goes Matt Mack, and he just retired.
Yep, just seen that, and right, well, out of that is I don't know what's going on with that.
It's like Neagles got through scot-free, squeaky clean.
I was also going to say it looked like Matt Wagner back there in the 91 got there pretty scot-free, but a little bit of left front, just right there at the end.
I'd love to see another one. I'd like to see in victory lane tonight is Matt Wagner.
He has been up there, especially in the Saturday stuff. He was the RC for Monday's last season. Really good driver and dude. Definitely a name to look out for. And another one I would say is Adam Kilday. He's been really impressing in the lower series. Got the new sponsorship this week, and yeah, someone to look out for.
I would love to see him, Dave Stringle, join Monday Premier Series at some point.
Especially David Stringle. He has been on top of the list, honestly, for the last 3-4 years.
I agree.
So
we talked about him earlier. About
he loves
his
the Saturdays,
consistency.
man. He loves the Saturdays, you know. So.
Alrighty, Mark. Well, who do you have in mind that you want to bring up, and I'll see if I can grab them.
Let's try Cody Neagles. Once he comes through this pit cycle here, it looks like he's coming out.
Yep, he is coming out, and I'll go ahead and grab him for you here real quick. Kind of wait him to come out across the stripe there. I'm going to go ahead and bring him up here real quick. Have at it, buddy.
Hey, Cody, it's Mark in the booth. What's up, brother?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good.
It looks like you got through that one, by the skin of your teeth there. The biggest question tonight that I wanted to ask other drivers, but you're leading this thing or close to it. I can't really tell. Looks like I can't really tell who's leading right now, but how are these trucks with this new build? They look pretty squirrely, honestly.
I'll be real with you. Compared to the old package, I think this one, the damage seems to be more resilient if you don't damage your wheel or anything like that. It seems like you can repair it off. Like I had a minute and a half the other day, repaired it off and cashed in a race.
Okay.
As far as the package, you can push the pusher now, where before, obviously, we know that if you push somebody, if you push the pusher, it was automatic spin every time. You can be 4 or 5 trucks back and you can push the pusher. So it's like we've been calling it a mini next gen. You really, a lot of the same concepts from the next gen apply to this. So for the drivers that are wanting to maybe get the hang of the next gen and haven't got to run it a lot, this is a good stair step for it. It's a very fun package.
Okay, so yeah, we were seeing that in this race, a lot of push the pusher. We were seeing them push from 4 deep bing, bang, boom, and causing a chain reaction and really sending that front car forward. So, all right, I catch your drift. We did see some bumpers laying on the track in some of these wrecks. That was pretty interesting. A lot of trucks behind the wall now. So I just think, like you said, you know, a lot of people are just going to have to get used to it. We also have a really hot track temp tonight. I mean, it is 108 right now. It was 120 at one point. So that could be a factor. But what's it going to take to get it done tonight? Looks like you've been consistent all night long. I know you got hung up in an early wreck, but what are you going to do to pull this one off, Cody? You've been on a little bit of a hot streak lately.
Thanks, buddy. Just gonna take the runs when they come. You don't want to be stuck just pushing somebody because I think Steve's motor is blown, Josh's motor is blown. Like there's, like you said, hot tracks. So you take the runs. You don't want to be stuck pushing someone for too long. And like the biggest thing, like I said, just take the runs as they come. It's not as much of a parking lot as it was before. So if you see a run, take it.
So when your oil or water temp goes into the red, how long can you push for? Is it almost immediate blow up, or is it like just 2 or 3 seconds afterwards?
In practice, I had the oil pushed over 300. But again, that's a little bit different, I guess, than actually doing it in a race. In a race, I don't even, unless it's the last lap, I don't even want to see the red.
Okay.
Because it's just the popping is happening way too easy right now.
All right, I'm filing everything that you're saying for when I get in this truck.
It's a lot of fun.
I appreciate it, Josh. Cody, we just said Josh. I appreciate it, Cody. Good luck the rest of the way, man. Hopefully we see you in the booth tonight and I can get to interview you.
Thanks, Mark.
Right, we'll send it back down there to his team 4 here because they're not named. It's just team 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5, and so forth and so far down the line.
What'd you think of that information, Zach?
Honestly, it's
filing that away.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna use for Mondays because I have literally 0 seat time with the truck, so I'm just kind of watching and learning up here. But there is quite a bit of difference, honestly, with the runs and how you push and stuff like that. So can't wait to get out there, honestly.
We did see multiple engine failures tonight, so that worries me a little bit. It doesn't worry me for the car that we run it, for the vehicle that we run it, because we all know over the years that we have to adapt to anything that we get in. But it's just something to keep in mind. Looks like they're about to go over green here, Josh.
Yes, they are. The MaxspeedTV number 6 of Cody Nagels up front with Richard Sanchez to his outside. Gotta go on green. Entering the start zone, and the green is out. Now they can be on the loud pedal, and doesn't matter where you're at. Just get going. The 510 of Sanchez. Not technically led that lap. I think Cody actually crossed it before he did. So now,
no surprise. James Mayer on the bottom, third truck on the bottom.
Yep, and boy, they're going to the outside line here. Wow. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and mention it here, Mark and Zach. Hit 13 to 16 laps. We've got 18 to go. Can they make it? Can they save enough fuel to make it?
What are you thinking, Zach?
I wouldn't. Personally, I would not be betting on the caution, especially with, well, I would be betting on the caution, but there's a ton of green-white checkers. We have unlimited in this league. I would go probably a couple laps after that I can make, but I would definitely think about pitting here. I would not be trying to stay out.
Look at the moves back here Seabass is making. Oh, I love it.
Seabass is always known for sneaking up through the middle and going to the outside, so I would definitely watch that 23 at some point to either go up the middle or shoot to the outside. More than likely the outside.
Les Levy going to that third lane.
Yep.
Now, Les is starting to see these runs always coming from that third lane, and he's been knowing when to get in that third lane.
Ooh,
And then cutting it back.
Oh, that was close.
But it was definitely the right move. Because that third lane was going to die with just 2 trucks there.
Yeah, definitely had to shut the door on Seabass. He was flying through that middle.
I figured it'd be the outside, Mark and Zach, where Seabass would go. But, hey, I'm not right every time.
The problem here for Les is that if Seabass tucks it outside, Les might try to go with him, but Seabass's whole objective is to get up there with Korosic, hook up with him. So Les kind of, if I were Les, I would just kind of stay in line right here, maybe maybe look to go to the high or the low line and ride it out to that pit stop. There ain't really many trucks in this pack, so I don't think it really matters. No.
Yeah, it's not too much. But honestly, as you saw from that couple laps ago, you just see the difference in runs that these trucks get. That would never happen a couple months ago in these trucks. It just like it almost looked like he hit NOS and went through the middle right there for how fast he was coming up. As we got Brigante and Kilday taking that run on the third lane right there.
Let's see if Les gets up behind them once they pass him. That'd be interesting. I'd like to see that.
And
Here comes Dave Stringo.
Is 2 laps down, but still yet. I mean, he's bringing along that 85 with him.
Les is looking, but he's a little bit far back. You'd think he's waiting for that Stringle to get up closer to him before he can go in that third lane. Ooh, nice little cut down.
3 wide, 2 rows deep up front, guys.
Oh. That was pretty close.
Whose nose is going to be taken off first?
Wow, you see that push, Zach, in the turns? Like Cody was saying, you can take that push now, as before you couldn't.
Cody's doing a masterful job controlling that bottom and top lanes. I know he runs with Paul a lot on different Superspeedway tracks and stuff like that, so those two are doing a pretty masterful job right now, just trying to keep that truck cool. As we got 3 wide for a second. Oh,
golly, man, these guys are making me nervous.
I think that bottom lane's going to go a little bit here with Jim pushing.
Yeah, Jim is right on Richard Sanchez. Oh, wait for that top, though. Karosik and Brigante getting a bit of a run with Kilday following.
You know, Cody Neagles, since I first started racing with him, has come far and away one of the most improved drivers I've ever raced with. I mean, he went from, you know, just an average driver to a championship contender season after season now.
He's worked his tail off, and he definitely, you can see it with any league he runs. He's competitive no matter the cars. They go 4 wide on Karosik right here, just casually.
Oh, golly, boys.
Oh, it's tight.
Whoa!
It's tight.
That was beautiful.
It looks like you have to be super aggressive with those runs, just controlling those lanes. Like, you have to make a split-second decision, or it's like you're going to get left.
Oh, and I'm not good at that. I usually make the wrong decision.
Yeah, by listening to Medlock.
Looks like Stephen Hoppett is going to pit here, the 131. He just announced it.
I don't know, dude. I don't know if you...
I think he's laps down. I don't know why he's pitting, but he might have stayed out that last run.
I just don't know if you're on the lead lap. I mean, do you try and save enough? I mean, I know, Zach, I know you said, you know, bank on pitting, but...
Yeah, I would not be banking on staying out, personally, to be honest. I don't think there's enough you can save. If
you know, I'd be in the... Me personally, I'd be riding this out in the low lane. As soon as I see the leaders pit, I'd be joining them.
As soon as they see the 23 or Karosik or the 6 pit, I'm following. Or even
Gone.
Jim right there.
Yup.
Immediate left turn.
They've been making left turns all night long, guys.
All night. Actually, we've seen some right turns, but they were pretty abrupt and sudden.
Well, true. Seabass up front. And Karosik right behind him. It doesn't matter.
Stringle in the outside lane coming up with Brigante with a little bit of run here. Getting back to the front, as we talked about David earlier.
He's been pretty patient all race long. I've been waiting for him to make some moves to get to the front, but he might be waiting for that last 10 laps.
He always seems to find himself at the end, though. The Kodak truck.
They are going to be coming to 10 to go this time by.
I don't know. I'm thinking Adam or Les is honestly in a really good spot, or even Richard right there. Right when he sees Seabass or the 95 pull below that yellow, they can pit.
Ooh, they're pitting themselves.
Yep, Sanchez and Jim right there. So it's going to be Seabass and Cody, looks like next time by.
You know, a lot of times, Zach, I hate being the leader in this situation especially if I don't have a lot of teammates around me or communicating with people, because then I don't know when everybody else is going to be pitting. Then I end up pitting alone, and I end up not catching the draft. That's happened to me several times.
You end up shooting yourself in the foot.
You do.
It's exactly the same, Mark. It's just you don't want to be leading, but you want to be up there at least.
Right.
Whenever you see a guy, you know that you're like, oh, okay, we can get a good draft going. He's like, I'm gonna pit whenever he pits. And a lot of times with me, it's usually the 04 or 4 or 23. I'm like, oh, they're going, I'm going too. I'm following them.
Uh-oh, Sanchez.
Oh,
a
wow.
little bit of contact. He's gonna stay out.
Goodness. That was probably the right move to stay up.
Yeah, he probably would have blew through the pit. So he gives himself another chance, though. He might be slow on the stop coming up, but
I was just mentioning about Sanchez here, and while y'all was watching that, he got held for 45.8 seconds.
Ooh.
I'm not sure if he was getting damage fixed. I doubt it, but yeah, something happened to Sanchez.
Looks like Steven Miles, Anthony English, Les, and Jim they're pretty tight here.
yeah, they're all together. They're making a run. I'm going to see how they come out. You know, they pitted the lap before.
In theory, that's the
Oh!
Oh,
no!
no!
We got one around. Oh, no!
Oh, Les and Anthony making contact there, bringing out the caution.
Yeah. Oh, man.
I can tell you who didn't want to see that was that 95 right there.
Yeah.
Pitting a lap early and stuff, that's always the worst. When you pit a lap early, you're going around, you're going to catch them, and then they get the caution right there. I know he is not too happy there.
You know what that looked like? It looked like when Les was coming through that turn, that car coming out of pit road, Les went down a little bit, saw him, made the abrupt move, went to the outside. Anthony English stuck his nose in there, and that was it. And they went and they collected each other. I mean, Anthony had the spot. Yeah, I think Les went high. That was interesting. Yeah, I think Les got surprised there and went high, and Anthony English was there.
Yeah, you got to be like looking at Les spot. He's just trying to push Jim as hard as he can right there, trying to get a little bit of air. And just when you see the car on the bottom, it's like, oh no.
Pretty abrupt.
Yeah, so he was trying to catch up there to Seabass and stuff. Just a little too hard of a push, and looked down and saw the truck and kind of, freaked out a little bit, which honestly 95% of the drivers in that spot would probably do the same move Les did.
Right.
So
looks like Stanley and Kilday stayed out during that cycle, so they're going to pit right here, giving the lead up. Well, they led a lap. They got some points.
yeah, it looks like Adam that run before made a little bit of contact with either Paul Witt, I think, of the 429. It got a little bit of front end damage and couldn't pit there. So
predictions. Anyone have any predictions?
Oh, we're going to see a green, white, checkered.
All right, I think we get 2.
We're going to see at least one. It ain't over.
Low end, I'm saying at least 5. What are you talking about?
Man.
All right, folks, predictions out there in chat here tonight. How many GWC attempts are we going to see? 1 through, I do think iRacing does have a limit, guys. I think they go up to 15. I know it's unlimited, but 15 is actually the limit. So how many are we going to have, guys, out there in chat? 1 at the low side, 15 at the high side. Are we going to have... We have 15 green, white, checkered attempts. I don't know who I'm going to drop out more, Mark or Zach, here tonight. But do see another person in chat. Sports Crazy Boy, 1981 out there in chat. Mark Mann in the booth. Oh, yeah, that's what he says. So,
yeah.
Yeah, he's in the booth alongside Zach Workman up here, too. So, myself, Joshua Medlock as well, sports. So, you don't hear me talking a whole lot since Zach and Mark's been up here. They've been doing a fantastic job calling it, so I've just been kind of running the cameras and interrupting them here and there. But Mark and Zach, yeah, I don't know, 1, 15, 5. I have a feeling we're going to at least see 1. That's my guess.
That's you. I got 2. Zach's got 5.
I'm thinking 5. I'm thinking on the higher end with this.
Any driver predictions? I usually don't want to jinx anybody by predicting. So I think I'll stay away from that. If you guys want to make a driver prediction, it's all you.
Every time I make a prediction, I end up jinxing the driver, so...
I don't know. I think you got to start with the 6 or 23.
I was going to say, the 6 has been the class of the field tonight, honestly.
And also, you can't count out the 95.
I was going to say, my teammate...
Jim is just in there peeking around. He always finds himself at the end. I don't know how much experience he has with his trucks, but he's had 88 laps to see what these guys do. You know he's taking notes right there, deciding what he's going to do. So I would look out for the 95 as well.
I'm sorry, Josh.
Sports Crazy Boy out there is saying 3 on the GWC.
3.
So, yeah.
Okay, we got 1, 2, 3, and 5. Well, I'm going to tell you, if Jim got mad at some point during this race, if he got angry, he's going to win this race. The one thing about Jim, if he gets in any sort of trouble during the race and gets upset, you can usually guarantee he's going to either win or finish podium. He's one of those drivers that as soon as he gets upset about something, he is hyper focused. Almost like Brett Favre used to be, like when he took a hit during the game, it would just kind of get him into the game, wake him up. Jim is always a dangerous contender. I mean, I'm just glad he's on my team.
Sports Crazy Boy out there, I don't know if either one of y'all's paying attention to chat or not, but Sports Crazy Boy out there says Jim is mad. I'm talking to him.
Oh boy.
Okay, so now my question is, who is Sports Crazy Boy?
I've never heard of him, but
I think it might be Holloway. I think
Danny Boy.
Danny Boy is in there. But yeah, if Jim is muttering under his breath some swear words or talking about people in the league, then he is definitely hyper focused right now, and he's getting to the front immediately.
Dangerous.
Sports Crazy Boy, 1981. I'm the Candy Man.
It's Dan. What's up, Dan?
Okay. Daniel Holloway?
Yes. Yep.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know who that is.
Oh, yeah.
I know exactly who that is. All right, guys, get us going. Mark, Zach, pace car is diving off. Coming to 5 to go. I'm going to turn it over to you guys.
This is all you, Zach.
All right, I'll take it from here.
I've been doing it all night.
All right, we got Seabass in the inside lane with David Stringle on the outside. It's going to get started here. We're going to go green flag racing here in a little bit. 5 to go here on MaxspeedTV OP Buttkicker Truck Series, and green flag is out. Oh, it looks like a little bit of a hesitant start from David Stringle and Cody. 23 is getting a good run right here with Paul Witt. See if they take it to the outside and kind of control that lane. Here comes Jim.
I think Jim's going to wait for Cody. I think he's probably going to wait for Cody here, and maybe they'll make a run to the outside. Sometimes it feels to me like Seabass is sleeping when he's driving. He's that calm behind the wheel, and just that calm, that smooth, that consistent. It's almost like he's sleeping. Look at these bumps, man. Wow. Those 4 cars are basically just pulling it out front.
Come on, Paul.
Looks like we're starting to get a little bit outside going. Jim jumps in front.
Hey, Jim's hesitantly making sure that people are going to go with him there. So Jim is so far and away such a much smarter driver than I am. Just watching. He was watching.
Oh, we got contact.
We do.
Spinner. Looks like Kilday.
Yep, 85 of Adam Kilday. Yeah, it went right straight to him. I've got a button set to where all I got to press it and it goes to the previous caution. So
nice.
Yeah, it works out. I can go right straight to it and see it. So yeah, Adam Kilday. Oh, it looks like contact there with the 66. That is Bubba Winning. Oh yeah, right there, Bubba Winningham. And
that was looks like it was definitely on Kilday coming down trying to fill a hole that just was not there.
Yep, he's just trying not to get left in that middle. Just kind of try to squeeze it right there. A couple laps to go, just kind of a little desperation right there move.
Right.
Zach, it looks like the next gen runs, doesn't it?
It does, really. That hole closes fast.
Well, this is going to get real interesting once we, with I think it's going to be about 5 to go when we go green here.
It's 3 to go. We're under a GWC attempt, boys.
It looks like Paul Witt's
you're
going to
right.
be our
I keep
leader
thinking
right
lap
here.
100. Why do I keep thinking lap 100? I apologize.
But Talladega,
94
think
laps.
Talladega, Mark, 94, Daytona,
Yeah,
100.
I kept thinking lap 100, so yep, 94 looks like you're right. First green white checker. You're on the board.
Now, I called 1, so they got to get to the white flag. Now, with Mark and Zach up here, folks, I do not do any interviews for under green white checkered attempts. That is something I do not do. I know these guys are nervous already as it is. Up and down night for some of these guys. So the way a GWC attempt works, for everybody new out there, what will happen is they will take the green. We will be 2 to go. They have got to get to the white flag. If the white flag comes out, the leader crosses the line. Well, whatever happens after that happens. Mark, Zach, you guys know all about it. If caution comes out before the white flag, well, we're going to rack them up, stack them up, and do it all over again. And we'll do it up to 15 times if that's what it takes. Let's hope we don't see 15 green white checkered attempts.
I hope not. I think it's going to be chaos, though.
It's going to be chaos.
I don't know about you, Mark, but this is where my my heart starts beating a lot right here. No matter how many races I do and stuff like that, just whenever it's green, white, checkered, it's just my heart starts really going here, thinking about what I'm gonna do, what moves I'm gonna pull. I'm not as cool as a cucumber as Seabass. My heartbeat is like 150 per minute, probably. It's just insane.
I think he's asleep right now. He just kind of casually drives, keeps the wheels smooth, ultra smooth, and just goes through the motions like, oh, I'm not in the lead yet. Oh, okay, I got to get back up there. And boom, the next thing you know, he's leading the gosh darn race. But I agree. I do my heart gets pumping for these green, white checkers. I still get nervous before races.
Same here. It's just, that's why I love doing it. Coming out every week and doing it. I still get the nerves and stuff like that. And especially green whites, counting down the laps, 10 to go, 5 to go. Start ramping up, end of these races.
I feel like once that starts to fade, then I would probably start to lose the desire to race, but I don't really have any desire to hang it up. I appreciate being in the booth tonight. It's fun. It's a change up. Me and Zach, we were naughty boys in the championship race. We kind of got at each other, so part of that, and I send a public apology to you for that, Zach. So part of our punishment was we had to broadcast in the booth. I don't see it as punishment. I think it's a great opportunity. And I appreciate being up here tonight.
Same here, guys. I'm sorry I was a bit late here. And Mark, same to you. I have a lot of respect for you as a racer and stuff. And I shouldn't have said what I said, to be honest.
Oh,
I'm sorry
me.
for that.
Oh, gosh. Same here.
All right. Well, I know you guys are apologizing, and great to have you. Great to have you both out here. And I mean, y'all do what y'all do on track. That's it. I was just looking at it here on the OP Saturday Night Buttkicker Truck Series, the broadcast sponsor list. So I actually got the sponsor for tonight, Bruce English, and you were right on that, Mark. So big shout out to Bruce on the sponsor for tonight. Week number 2 will be at Daytona next week. That is actually going to be sponsored by Zach Workman himself, who is up here. So an early thank you, Zach, for that. They are still looking for somebody for the Daytona 08 for week 3. That is going to start things off, of course, for the first 3 weeks. They will be off for the week of July the 4th, Independence Week. So we will come back for week 4, looking for one there, too. And then coming back week 5, Daytona, Zach again. So just kind of a heads up on those sponsors. And I know, Mark, you're doing several of them as well. And I know Mara, I see her name on a few of these, too. So... big shout out to all the individual sponsors out there for races. We got to get through this race tonight, for folks. So, Mark, Zach, Down into 3. Here we go, bud, for the first green, white, checkered attempt.
You know, and speaking of Bruce English, his son Anthony English back here, it looks like he's in the 12th position. Always a dangerous driver, can get up there and win any of these. And it looks like I was examining his truck. It looks like it's pretty clean. So he's going to have a shot at this. Any clean truck in this top 10 is going to have a shot at this.
For sure. We've seen a lot of these last lap, big pile up, and whoever makes it through can make it. I wouldn't count out that 40 truck either. I know he's been kind of quiet, but he always finds a way up at the end, and he was the season's champion last season, so I wouldn't count him out yet.
Absolutely not. Josh, why don't you take this one?
All right. Well, Paul Witt on the outside, leading the way. Seabass, Cody, Mayor, Deborah, top 5. Here we go. Waiting on the green here in the start zone here tonight for the first GWC attempt, and the green is out. Now, can we get to the white flag here tonight? Well, we got to go all the way around at least once. And we're already starting to see that 3 wide starting to happen. Boy, watch that 1 on the far out line, bringing along that 8 with them.
Where is Anthony? It looks like he's in that middle lane back there. He's one driver in the back of the field that I'm going to keep my eye on through the end of this. Don't think that he wouldn't pull it 4 wide here with maybe Peter. I mean, they have a, you know, they have a big set of cojones on them. They are not afraid to take this 4 wide.
Boy,
It's taking a little time to get that 3rd lane organized.
yeah,
But,
no, save it.
look at
Oh,
him
no,
save that.
son,
Look
is he
at
gonna
him
save it?
save that.
Look at Jim!
5 wide.
5 wide on the track, folks.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Oh,
no,
we are
it's
not going to
not
see the
gonna
green
end
flag.
up
the white
well.
flag. Oh my goodness.
No, man, we almost was at the white flag. Oh.
We have to see that again. What a save by that 23 truck.
Unbelievable.
There's no one else on that server that can save the truck. No one else but him.
That was
Or maybe the 63 of
Oh,
Logan Hill.
my
I was going to say him and Logan and Hunter.
That's about it. It's about the 3 people I trust right there. But what a save.
We're going
Unreal.
to take a look at from the start of that until, of course, the wreck happens. We got plenty of time to do it. I got to say, that 23 somehow saved that. And then, of course, chaos ensued behind them. But, man, Seabass looking like a bass out there with that tail going flapping, man. Pun intended on that one. Look at this.
Unreal.
Look at that. Yeah, I don't know how he did that.
I am actually going to go in his in-car just so I can see.
Yeah, I want to.
Watch
Yeah,
his wheel. Wow.
let's do that. Let's go cockpit here with him, and just see how in the world he did
Lightning
that.
fast hands.
Jeez. I think that's the first time I have ever seen something like that. All right, here we go, folks. Oh,
Insane. Insane. I can't even
Unreal.
move that fast.
I'm
Like,
jealous.
I can't even walk that fast. And of course,
Now-
chaos behind him, man. 62, 429, 510, 74. It was just kind of on from there. And that's how close we were to the white flag.
And look who's going to be leading.
Oh.
Just the guy we talked about early on, Dave Stringle. And James Mayer. Yeah, I've seen Logan pull some pretty crazy saves. That one right there by Seabass was definitely in my top 3.
Jeez.
Logan or Hunter is definitely the top 2, I would say, that could even attempt that, honestly. If that was me, I was at the wall. Like,
same.
no way I'm having that.
I
I'd be in the
would've-
stands.
I would attempt it, but it wouldn't end up like that. I would end up in the wall. That is insane.
That was a beautiful save.
God.
That's one we'll remember for a while.
I'm going to have to save the replay just to go back and watch that again.
I mean, that's just the other thing about pushing somebody like, you know, Sebastian Marin, even Zach Workman in here and James Mayer, guys like that. I mean, you don't really have a whole lot of fear pushing them because you know if you do get an uneven bump, 9 times out of 10 they're going to save it. But what I always worry about is, like, if I have to check up because I gave a bad bump, everybody behind me starts to pile it up. As case in point right there, everything checked up and we were 5 wide and it just didn't last that long. We almost got it straightened out.
Yeah, it's just like at that point, it's just when you get 5 wide right there, it's so tight. I mean, 4 wide is super tight, and 3 wide, you know, is less tight and stuff like that. But 5 wide there is crazy. If we would have made it through and got the white flag, I mean, hats off to all those guys. Honestly, it's just like, wow.
All right, so this is going to be the second green white.
Yep.
So, what do I win if this is it? Do I win anything?
Another time in the booth.
Oh. I wouldn't mind coming back up into the booth
Hey,
at some point.
you and Zach are more than welcome to come up here anytime that y'all want. Just kind of let me know ahead of time. That way I can prepare myself. That's all I ask. Other than that, y'all's more than welcome to jump up here. Even if unfortunate things happen, you guys race and y'all don't, you know, make it. And I say that to all the drivers. You know, if they don't make it and they're good with coming up in the booth, you know, jump up here. Let's, you know, call out the race and, you know, have a good time. Get everybody, all the fans out there tuned in. And, you know, I know in some situations, you know, tempers flare and, you know, but, you know, if you guys are more than welcome to. You and Zach and anybody else out there on track, too, if they want to jump up here and, you know, and help me call it. 2 to 3 is all I would like in the booth. So, like me, you, Mark, and Zach, that's perfect. You know, I can keep my mouth shut and let y'all do the talking.
You know, I just looked back at that last wreck, and one of the guys that I talked to before we went green there was Anthony English, Bruce English's son, who was hanging in the back on that restart. He actually made it through scot-free. His truck looks clean. Now he's back up there contending. Actually, that was a beautiful, beautiful brake job there to avoid all that.
I want to go ahead and mention something here, too. Real quickly. There's one driver, only one driver left out on track right now that has not used a reset.
Wow. Who's that?
That is the #1 of David Stringle.
I was just going to say that. It was probably Dave.
Yep. If something happens behind David before the white flag, David's going to be sitting pretty. Go ahead, guys. Y'all got it. Second GWC attempt.
Take it, Mark.
Okay. I'll tell you, I'm just wondering who's going to take that third line first. Dave Stringle leading with James Mayer on the outside. You got Stanley Jr. and Stephen Miles. Stephen Miles on the bottom. Stanley Jr. will be pushing Jim. It looks like Jim got a better restart than Dave, but they're starting to pull even. 41 getting to the bumper of Jim. Stephen Miles really putting a good push on Dave Stringle there on the bottom. They're starting to pull away a little bit. We got some connection issues there with the 74.
Ooh. Yeah. Oh. Attitude.
That second lane is not getting formed up very well. Now, there we go. Yep. Les Levy looking that third lane. He's got one car, but I don't know. You're going to need a couple more, really, to get a run going.
Oh, man. Here we go. Nope. Oh, nice save again there. Back behind him. Seabass again. White flag in the air. One go.
So money lap. Jim leading. Is he? If he gets clear here, will he clear, or is he going to keep the 41 behind him? Here comes Peter looking the outside. Anthony was looking to block that. He got left out.
Richard Sanchez with a hell of a push right there.
Wow. That third lane might have something to say at the end of this. We're all just kind of watching to see what happens.
Oh,
Jim's going to block it. Good for Jim.
Oh,
they're wrecking.
They're wrecking. Here we
Dave
go.
Stringle Can Anthony give him the push that he needs?
Push from Anthony. They're gonna go side by side to
Jim!
James Marin, the 9.
Wow! What a freaking push by Anthony English at the end of that. That was wow.
I have got to get
finish.
a MaxspeedTV replay of this finish here, and I've got to go chase view and turn the camera because it was so close. I couldn't even tell who got it. Wow. All right. Well, let me go chase view here. Turn the camera if I can. There we go. Kind of back it off, and we're gonna be on James, but we're gonna see the one. Man, it was that close.
What a push by Anthony English there at the end.
If that was the old package, Jim's getting turned around right there.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt.
But he took the push, took that momentum, and just enough because of that late checker. Like the line is later on the track than Daytona. That's why Jim won right there.
Man, alrighty, folks.
Wow,
Well, hang tight.
that's cool.
We're gonna get the top 3 down here for the MaxspeedTV post-race show. We got James Mayer grabbing the win out here tonight with a very, very close David Stringle right there in P2. Without the push from Anthony English, James would not have had that, but we'll get more on that here in just a minute. Stephen Miles, P3. That is our podium finishers. A big shout out to our top 5, though. Anthony English will finish in 4th, and Richard Sanchez rounding out our top 5. Hang tight, folks. We will be right back. Alrighty, folks, we are back. We have caught up with our top 3. Well, first and third. I do not see David Stringle in Discord. David, if you're listening out there, bud, we'd love to get you down here for an interview here tonight. So you got a minute or two. We've got to get through James, our winner here. And then, of course, you would be second. So we'll give you and see if you can pop in here. If not, congratulations. But we're going to go ahead and pull up our winner here tonight. And I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Mark Mann here this evening. Mark, you have caught up with that 95 Frank's Red Hot machine in Victory Circle. My man, Mark, mic's yours.
Jim, that was freaking awesome. You know, we were just saying early on in the race when we saw you up in that lead pack towards the end of the race, I said, if Jim got mad at somebody tonight, he's probably going to win the race. So the question is, did you get mad at anybody, any of the racing tonight?
I mean, it's almost impossible to race and not get mad at somebody at some point. We had some bad luck early, some bad luck on pit road, pitting there, got in some trouble. So of course the tempers are always up a little bit. But you know, first time in the trucks here with this package, so you know, just trying to feel it out. You know, obviously we lost. You know, some guys had to park it behind the wall tonight, so. You know, if all those guys stick around, not sure we're in this position without some help. This new package, you definitely need some help.
Yeah, you could definitely see that. I did see that pit road incident earlier. Just looked like a car was going in there a little bit slower than you and Anthony were. And how about Anthony pulling out there, coming out in the tri-oval, and the last second gave you an awesome push to finish that, man. That was awesome. Talk about it, brother.
Yeah, you know, huge shout out to Stanley. I think it was Stanley Jr. is behind me there on the restart. You know, and he did awesome keeping us there. And saw that third lane coming. I was trying to watch the mirror, and obviously last lap I got to block it. So that unfortunately put him in a tough spot there. And you know, I think he ended up getting wiped out. Which bad luck for him. So I feel bad for him. But yeah, coming to the tri-oval there, huge shot from Anthony is obviously what got us the win there. So huge shout out to him also. Without that shove, we're not sitting here talking to you.
Well, good job, bro. I'm glad you're in victory lane, and you know, happy to see everybody who showed up tonight. Daytona next week. I mean, we'll see what's up with the truck package. I'll be in there. I'll be on the track. Hopefully, I don't turn you like I've been prone to do lately.
Hey, it's okay. It's bound to happen. And you know, this new package is interesting. So you know, hopefully it stays this way. And we'll see how the trucks go. I actually didn't mind it.
Sweet. Well, congratulations again, Jim. Good to see you in victory lane once again, locked into the playoffs. Anybody want to thank? Shout outs, love yous, I do's, no thank yous.
Yeah, of course. You know, all the guys at OP for putting this stuff on. You guys up in the booth putting the show on tonight. You and Zach serving your penalties. I can't wait to watch that. Of course, you know, Anthony and you know, for the huge shove there. And you know, we were running with Josh earlier and Richard. You know, keeping the mood light tonight. You know, we had some bad luck earlier. I think we all had some bad luck at one point or another throughout the night. So you know, shout out to those guys for keeping the night fun.
Well, congratulations once again, Jim. The 95, the red hot truck. I'm not used to seeing it, but I like it.
Yeah, I'm thinking the Frank's Red Hot. You know, I honestly do put it on just about everything I eat. So it's fitting.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, congratulations again, Jim.
Yeah, thanks.
All right. Well, that is, well, he calls him Jim. I call him James. Regardless of what his name is, James, Jim. Awesome job, man. Awesome win here tonight. We'll see you next week, buddy.
Thanks.
Yep. All right. Well, before we get to our third place finisher here tonight, a big shout out to, of course, David Stringle in the number 1. Very close. He was right there. Anthony just gave James that last minute shove. Okay, last second shove, I should say. And, man, awesome job there, David. Right there. P2 for David. We have caught up with Stephen Miles down here in that third spot. And I believe Zach Workman has caught up with that number 8.
Zach Workman in the booth. Steven, how are you doing tonight, buddy?
Doing pretty good. How about you?
Oh, not too bad. So we know the truck's got a new update about Wednesday or Thursday. How much experience did you have before this race with the new package?
Today's Saturday. I raced Thursday at Daytona with this package, and pretty nice. I like it a lot.
Gotcha. How'd you stay up towards the front most of the race? You got past that last wreck, pushing David Stringle up there. How'd you do it tonight?
Actually, started in the back, stayed in the back, trying to avoid the cautions, and right there, I think it was Cody or somebody we was riding around, and they pitted and didn't let me know, so I got hung out to dry. And when I finally latched on to the 13 Andy and that pack, something happened with the 66 and wrecked my truck, and luckily I kept it straight. If I didn't, I was gonna go a lap down right there, but had to use that fast repair around lap 50 some. So after that, I was just buying my time, and finally when I was able to get to the front, that one truck, he's pretty much like a teammate to me, the closest thing to it, and I just said I wanted to give him his first win, and I thought we had it coming to the white. I thought we took the white, but I mean I guess it didn't. So that last lap there, I was redlining it, hoping it don't blow up, trying to stay to the back bumper, and I guess I lost my helpers right behind me right before the triover, and I think that little bit gave it away, but I'm just proud of it.
Yeah, it was a good finish tonight, man. Was there any line like preference that you had, or was it just kind of take the run as you get it with this package?
This package is more easier to lose a draft, I feel. Usually it's like a second or something like that you can stay behind, but now I think it's half a second because I lost a pack once and hurt my teammate too. My line is any line but the inside because I feel like you just bog down there and you just sit and duck. You just have to sit there and wait. And I like to try to at least go to the middle of the outside like we did the first time, but I mean, the winner got on that middle line, so I mean, it proves me right.
All right, we're going to Daytona next week. Do you have any preference track? Do you like Talladega better than Daytona, or you don't really care? You just want to go fast?
Yeah, I don't really care. Yeah, I don't really care. I just want to go fast, man. It doesn't matter which one. These guys race so hard and make it so fun to do this. It doesn't matter where we go.
Gotcha. You got any shout outs to give tonight?
Shout out to Tell the Treehouse. It's a Discord with a bunch of leagues come to, and they just race with each other. He did my paint scheme. Thank my girlfriend, thank God, and thank MaxspeedTV for putting on this excellent broadcast, and y'all for running it, man. This is an awesome league, and I see why y'all have so much success for so long. So just want to thank you guys, man.
Well, we thank you for running in it, Steve. You've been one of the top guys in the lower series. You got a couple wins last season. See if you can build on it already with the first race. So thank you for coming out, man.
Thank you.
All right,
Yeah,
Steven. Well,
Steven.
man, awesome job. Mark, you got anything for Steven or?
No, just say good job, man. You're up there. You're battling.
Appreciate it, man. I miss you out there.
I'll be out there next week, me and Zach.
Okay. Usually, I'll be in the back. I have my normal companions, man.
Yeah, like me. Yep.
I ain't see you. I was like, hold on, something ain't right here. I don't know who I'm gonna pit with the last green flag pit stop.
Yeah, I'll be there next week, man.
Okay, man. Yeah, thank you.
All
Have a
righty.
good night.
Steven Miles out here, third place. Steven, awesome job, buddy. We'll see you next week, man.
Yes, sir.
Yep. All right. Well, Mark, Zach, you served your penalties. I really don't consider it a penalty. It was an honor to have you both up here tonight, calling the opening race here. But you got to follow the rules. So
Yes.
it is what it is. But awesome job to the both of you. Awesome opening race out here, Mark and Zach. Man, I don't want to keep y'all any longer than we have to. It's 11:17 Eastern, 10:17 Central. So, do y'all have anything final to say before I go down through the unofficial results and get ready for next week?
Yeah, no, first and foremost, it was fun broadcasting with you and Zach tonight. I appreciate being invited up here and serving our penalty. Water under the bridge, but that doesn't mean that Zach and I aren't going to have many battles on track, it's good co-opetition and it's always fun. And I pushed Zach to was it a Daytona 500 win? And then you pushed me to one. So we've worked together in the past. Also want to thank Buttkicker. Appreciate all the sponsorship that you guys have done for us over the past several seasons, and also want to thank Bruce English for the sponsorship tonight, and you at MaxspeedTV.
Yeah, just going piggybacking off of Mark. We've helped each other in the past and stuff like that. Always fun to race with him. He taught me a lot when I first got in the league. He helped me a lot when my first Saturday stuff. So really appreciative of that. Buttkicker for sponsoring all 3 series. Honestly, they've been really helpful. They've been really cool and sending out cool prizes if you win the championship. So really thankful for them to keep on sponsoring us all these years. And Bruce English for doing the sponsorship. I mean, we don't get Josh up here, old big money Josh, doing these broadcasts. So got to get him paid and stuff like that. So we appreciate all the help and all the drivers in the league. I'm kind of stepping up more than the driver, more like doing admin stuff and things of that, seeing how behind the scenes run. And, we need drivers and good guys and good camaraderie in the league to keep it going. So thank all the drivers too.
All right. Well, Mark, Zach, thank you both again for coming out here. But let's get down here to the unofficial results, pending any admin stuff that they have to do before they actually update the points. So unofficially, James Mayer will grab the win out here tonight. David Stringle going to finish on the outside of him, but man, it was close between them two. Stephen Miles third, Anthony English in that 4th spot. Richard Sanchez in 5th, Cody Nagel 6th, Andy Brigante 7th, Adam Kilday in 8th, Les Levy in 9th, Paul Witt in 10th, Edwin DeBoer in 11th, Peter DeBoer 12th, Stanley Jr. 13th, Matt Wagner 14th, Seabass, great save twice. First one we had to go cockpit with, and then the second one was real quickly. I barely seen it out of the corner of my eye. Steve Bassett finishing 15th. Bubba Winningham, 16th here tonight. Steve Hoppett, 17th. Harold Rothery, 18th. Matt Mack, 19th. And Steven Karosik in 20th. Joshua Milam, 21st. Vicente Guerrero, 22nd. Jackson Holbrook, 23rd. Brian No Name Rainville in 24th. Kevin Freeze, 25th. Alan Foster Jr., 26th. Ray Radford, 27th. Duke Conrad, 28th. Jimmy Crow, 29th. Alex Giffen in 30th. And Robert Bears in 31st. But our winner here tonight, James Mayer, with the first win of the season. But that's going to do it here tonight for MaxspeedTV and the OP Buttkicker Superspeedway Saturday night series. Next week, Daytona. Oh, I love me some Superspeedway, folks. Please stay safe. Thank you all, and have a good night.